Last time on CAGE, the casual anime guy explained the downfall of Son Gohan in the original Dragon Ball manga, as the half-Saiyan warrior went from bursting with potential to passive pacifist to almost protagonist to passed and perished, all because Akira Toriyama didn't know what to do with his character or his manga. But with Dragon Ball resurrecting in 2013 with Battle of Gods, and Gohan left as the strongest Z-fighter at the end of the Buu saga due to the power of his ultimate form, is there hope for Gohan to reassert himself as a well-written, balanced, and relevant character? Find out right now on CAGE.
Alright guys, welcome back to the character assassination of Son Gohan in the Super era of the franchise. But first, if you could like the video and subscribe to the channel, especially if you with that retro Toonami Dragon Ball Z intro that I did. So anyway, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods. Overall, it's a very well liked piece of Dragon Ball media among fans. Over 10 years on, it's proven that it wasn't just nostalgia goggles and Dragon Ball fans just absolutely starving for content. It had good fight scenes, it balanced a lighter tone, fans like Beerus and Whis. Toriyama was indeed back at the wheel. But with that came his continuation of his not giving a about Gohan agenda. You see, before the film's release, there was a small controversy, and surprise surprise, it was to do with Gohan. In an early trailer previewing the Z-Fighters about to job against Beerus, something was wrong. Yeah, you see that? Gohan powers up into his Super Saiyan form, seemingly contradicting the manga wherein it was stated that his potential was unlocked and his ultimate form was all he needed, especially as he transformed into a Super Saiyan to unlock it. This generated some annoyance from Gohan fans, even accusing Toei of forgetting about the form as they did during the run of GT. Not to mention that this Super Saiyan Gohan matched his appearance on the movie's poster. Contrast this with Ultimate Gohan being remembered in the non-canon movie Wrath of the Dragon. Now, fans were assured that this error would be remedied by the release of the film by the original scriptwriter himself, and indeed it was, as Gohan did in fact challenge Beerus in his ultimate form, but still instantly jobbed all the same. Clearly this visual change didn't have much impact on the script, with Vegeta putting up a more admirable display against Beerus even before his "My Bulma" rage boost. Later on in the movie, Gohan transforms into a Super Saiyan anyway in order to help Goku unlock the Super Saiyan God transformation, once again playing cheerleader to the actual main character of Dragon Ball. But on the note of Goku, there's some rather telling lines about his power even before becoming a god. You see, on the Mortal Power scale, Super Saiyan 3 Goku is used as the benchmark as the strongest mortal throughout the entire movie, as when Vegeta hears that Goku got one-shotted on King Kai's planet by Beerus, he immediately flies into a panic. He doesn't think to himself, oh well, Gotenks or Gohan could one-shot Goku. And when Vegeta had his "My Bulma" rage moment against Beerus, Roshi comments that Vegeta has surpassed Goku as he was able to do some damage to him and gave him the toughest battle thus far. That's right, at one point an enraged Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta was enough to cause damage and draw blood against Beerus. How times have changed. But anyway, it's as though while Gohan lacking his ultimate form in that trailer may have been an animation error, it was still an ill omen, as throughout the movie, Gohan's status as the strongest unfused Z-fighter was quietly swept under the rug as Goku was placed firmly back into the spotlight along with Vegeta. Oh yeah, and another Gohan highlight in the film is when he gets drunk and parries a bullet into his pregnant wife. And you guys call Goku a bad dad and husband. He's got nothing on that. So with Battle of Gods, Gohan's place as a relevant fighter was dubious and uncertain at best. It looks like even before any God Ki shenanigans appeared, he was already weaker than Goku and Vegeta. But with the next movie, Resurrection F, Toriyama may as well have made a statement reading Sorry about all the confusion with Gohan in Battle of Gods. I want to make it clear that Gohan has, without a shadow of a doubt, fallen off. You see, as we were introduced to the brand new character designs of Resurrection F like Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta, but blue, and Frieza, but gold, there's a character who got a true makeover as Gohan became this green tracksuit wearing dork who couldn't even find his gi when it was time to defend the Earth from Frieza. But you know what? Maybe we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Maybe this Gohan will surprise us. This guy is unsure if he can transform into a Super Saiyan after the whole bargain sale in the Majin Buu saga. He's washed. He's finished. Gohan's stocks are in the toilet. It's over. Gohan's performance in Resurrection F is just embarrassing, and you can't convince me that it wasn't malicious, as every other Z fighter got a scene to show off their signature attack. Everyone except for Gohan. Sure, he looks cool taking out some Frieza soldier scrubs and had a whole moment transforming into a Super Saiyan. Oh, good for him. He could do it. Just to take out some Zarbon tier fighter. Yeah, Resurrection F's power scaling is whack. How many times do I have to say it? But then he gets one-shotted by Frieza and pretty much dies. Again. I mean, come on, Toriyama could have at least let Super Saiyan Gohan be the one to push Frieza to transform to at least his second form. Like, Frieza should be dying to have a one-on-one fight against a blonde Super Saiyan and win. He should be fiending for that run back. But despite this Gohan clearly being a walking L, this is where some weird Gohan fanboys will come in saying, oh, you should be happy for Gohan, he doesn't like fighting, doesn't fight anymore, you should be happy for him. And you know what? Let's humor them. How could I, in good conscience, be happy for Gohan when he's clearly become an idiot with a room temperature IQ? Has he not realized that since birth, his world gets attacked by world-ending threats an average of, oh, I don't know, every 5 years? Does he not remember that there's a whole alternate timeline where one of these world-ending threats killed him and most of the Z fighters? Does he not remember the Buu saga, wherein if he trained over that 7 years and one-shot the Bora and stood on business like Future Trunks did, that the whole Majin Buu saga would have been avoided? Like, what happened to protecting the world and nature that Android 16 loved? What happened to training of his own accord? What happened to Gohan? He's just gone and replaced by whatever the hell this thing is. Oh yeah, and you know what else is funny in a kinda if you don't laugh you'll cry kind of way? Remember in the last part where I mentioned that Gohan losing access to a Super Saiyan 2 form seemingly coincided with Goku and Vegeta gaining access to the power-up? Well, now Gohan has lost access to his ultimate form, and this coincides with Goku and Vegeta now having access to this Saiyan Beyond God form, meaning that they can now tap into an insane amount of power while seemingly in base form, just like how Gohan could. So at this point of Dragon Ball, Toriyama was cooking up nothing for Gohan. With Resurrection F, he made it crystal clear that he was absolutely done with him as a relevant character. But with the advent of the Dragon Ball Super anime and manga, other parties were introduced who were actually fans of Gohan, or at least knew how popular he was in terms of marketing to fans. You see, in the anime version of Resurrection F, there were some changes made, like the animation quality being absolutely laughable at times. But in regards to Gohan, he gets an extended torture scene against Frieza and Piccolo dies to save him. Where was Beast there, you fraud? Okay, well, you may be thinking, okay, how's Toei cooking here? Gohan looks worse off than he did in the Resurrection F movie. Well, after that embarrassing display, Toei gave Gohan a line wherein he approaches Piccolo and asks Piccolo to retrain him so that Gohan can become strong enough to protect his family and his planet. Now, this doesn't pay off in the Universe 6 or Goku Black arcs, as Gohan was not written with any kind of role to play in Toriyama's outlines, but then came the Tournament of Power, where Gohan was included in Universe 7's team, and so Toei and Toyotaro both leapt into action to redeem the disgraced Half Saiyan. In the anime, even before getting his ultimate form back, Gohan gets his first respectful display in battle in years as he fought Universe 9's Lavender during the exhibition matches. Highlights included Gohan performing a seismic toss on his opponent while blind, and doing some Neji Hyuga shit with his aura so he could fight while blind. In both the anime and manga versions of the Tournament of Power, Gohan arrives ready to fight and with his ultimate form back in action, with Gohan even having a different outfit between both continuities, which to me points at both Toei and Toyotaro coming to similar conclusions as to how to fix Gohan independently of each other. In both continuities, Gohan is portrayed as a level-headed, pragmatic, skilled martial artist with no rage boost gimmicks needed to get the job done, and he's even giving the prestigious title of Team Captain of Universe 7. Which didn't mean much in the end, but hey, it was something, I guess. In the anime, he co-stars with Piccolo in what I would call one of the most underrated fights in the entire franchise, as they face off against the Namekians of Universe 6. The animation is pretty damn good, and it does a great job in paying homage to Gohan and Piccolo's history as master and pupil, with Gohan seeming to graduate from the pupil role as he's clearly portrayed as the stronger of the two, and even saves Piccolo in a way that mirrors how Piccolo saved him in the Saiyan saga. But Piccolo is no slouch himself, as he reflects on how far he's come as a warrior and the Namekians he fused with to help him get this far, as he fires off a clean looking special beam cannon while Gohan fires off a Kamehameha in unison with his father who was fighting elsewhere. Meanwhile, in the manga, Gohan is giving a one-on-one fight against Kefla, which Gohan fans were super hyped for, but then was mostly off-screen and ended in a draw. But we take those, and Gohan has that cool line about wanting to grow as his own warrior while leaving his Super Saiyan transformations aside. The Tournament of Power really made Gohan fans think that their boy was back. Even I fell for it at the time. But that's only because Toriyama wasn't deeply involved. You see, we don't know what was in Toriyama's original draft for the Tournament of Power regarding Gohan. For all we know, he was just a seat filler with the ranks of Tien and Roshi, leaving Toei and Toyotaro free rein to fill in the blanks. Maybe Toriyama envisioned Gohan crawling on the floor of the tournament arena looking for his dropped glasses like a dork before falling off the edge and being knocked out that way. But it's more likely that Toriyama just didn't think about him at all, which would explain why he made no appearance at all in Dragon Ball Super Broly, which sadly meant no drip jacket for Gohan. It's only in the next film is where we would see a continuation of Toriyama's vision for Gohan, and it wasn't because Toriyama wanted him there, of course not. It was because Toriyama did a favor to the movie's executive producer, Mr. Capsule Corporation Tokyo 100 More Years of Dragon Ball himself, Akio Iyoku. And when fans saw the state of Gohan, they were pissed, with complaints of Gohan's regressed again, he's lost his ultimate form again, he slacked off with his training again, he can't even sense Piccolo's ki. But okay, to be fair to Toriyama, this Gohan has some great hair. But seriously, what we're seeing here is Toriyama's continuation of his Gohan, and the last time we saw him proper was in Resurrection F. The badass Gohan that we got in the Tournament of Power in the anime and manga may as well be non-canon to Toriyama. Remember, Dragon Ball Super has 3 continuities. And Glasses Gohan has been the endgame for Toriyama since 1995. It's a shame he got a haircut though. But on the note of cutting hair and men's grooming, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Manscaped is a global men's lifestyle brand that is revolutionizing the world of men's grooming, one pair of balls at a time. Their latest grooming and hygiene bundle, the Perfect Package 5.0 Ultra, features their all-new Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra electric trimmer. This beauty boasts next-gen dual skin-safe blade heads, accompanied by a trimmer blade that cuts through hair with ease, all while still being gentle on skin. Its LED light introduces a dual temperature feature, meaning anyone of any skin tone can easily locate any easy to miss hair, all powered by a rechargeable lithium-ion battery. Now, to preserve your pristine privates, Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant will keep you smelling fresh down there, while the Crop Soother pampers and moisturizes your delicate areas. And when you purchase the Perfect Package 5.0 Ultra, you'll receive the Manscaped Shed 2.0 travel bag for your on-the-go grooming storage. So head over to manscaped.com to get your hands on the Perfect Package 5.0 Ultra and Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra today. Use my promo code CAGE for 20% off, free international shipping, and a free gift. That's promo code CAGE, C-A-G-E. Click the link on the pinned comment and in the description. Thank you Manscaped for sponsoring this video, and your balls will thank you. Gohan's depiction in Dragon Ball Super Superhero is especially jarring in the manga adaptation. Because it's so faithful to the movie, it ignores Gohan being in fighting shape in the Moral arc, and there's still that weird line about Piccolo forgetting about his giant transformation even though it was brought up during the Moral arc, and the manga adaptation clashes with Gohan's declaration of no longer using the Super Saiyan transformation in the Tournament of Power. So yeah, for better or much worse, what we're seeing here in Superhero is Toriyama's true Gohan. Toriyama even has him give an explanation as to why he continues to slack off on his training, with his mindset being, why should I bother when Goku and Vegeta are there to fight the bad guys? And despite this pathetic mentality, this is where weirdo modern Gohan fanboys will have the audacity to say some dumb shit like, oh, you should be happy for Gohan, he's a scholar now, like he always dreamed of. Well, there's one thing about scholars, you know, they're supposed to be smart. But now Gohan is an even bigger dumbass than he was in Resurrection F. He has ascended beyond the mere level of base form dumbassery. Does he not remember when Goku and Vegeta were delayed in getting to the battlefield in Resurrection F in order to fight Frieza? If he had been 8% more petty, he just would have blown up the planet before they arrived. Yet almost dying against Frieza in one hit didn't motivate him to train. Being strong enough to defend his family and planet didn't motivate him to train. Good dad my ass, he would rather obsess over his seance rather than pick up his own daughter from school. Okay, look, I know that the movie tries to give him an arc wherein he learns from his mistakes and becomes a better person. But I'm sorry, where the hell does he learn anything at all? Clearly he didn't need to train since a couple of rage boosts and he's on par, if not stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta. Remember, the Gammas are on par with Goku and Vegeta, and here he is giving Gamma 1 the hands. He never lost anything due to his laziness and complacency. Even Pan was never in any real danger. Remember when Goku and Vegeta had to sacrifice their lives after the mistakes they made as characters? Although Vegeta's flaw of becoming a mass murdering psychopath again is much more severe than Goku misunderstanding his son during the Cell games. And as dumb as it was, even the anime version of Resurrection F had Gohan lose Piccolo due to not training, and going back to the Cell games, it was due to Gohan's hubris and arrogance is why Goku had to sacrifice himself in the first place. Actions had consequences. See, the problem with Superhero is that fundamentally, it's a movie that could never teach Gohan such an important life lesson with the gravity that it deserves, as Superhero was always written as a light-hearted breather film after the intensity of Broly. Which seems silly since it came out years later, but that CGI was so worth it, wasn't it, Toei? Okay, let me stop being a prick. Like, I know there were other things causing delays in 2020, but anyway, there was no way Pan was gonna get the Raccoon treatment from Cell Max in order to teach Gohan a lesson or anything crazy like that. That just was not gonna happen, goddamn. But even so, this false danger is how Gohan got his ultimate form back, via Rage Boost for some reason. The way he gets his groove back is so much worse than how Toei and Toyotaro wrote Gohan for the Tournament of Power. Toriyama just reduces Gohan to a one-note gimmick rage boosting character, and that's about it. It's like he took that one panel of Goku saying that if Gohan gets mad like he did against Cell, no one could beat him, and took that to its absolute extreme. And you can really see this lack of care for Gohan as in a movie called Dragon Ball Super Superhero, wherein Gohan is in the lead role fighting against superheroes. His superhero alter ego, the Great Saiyaman, doesn't make an appearance, nor is it mentioned or referred to once. This is a slam dunk so obvious that even Toyotaro kinda remedied this with Goten and Trunks in their Saiyaman 1 and 2 costumes. Like, Gohan could have had an arc, remembering what it is to be a hero, reflecting on how complacent he's gotten, relying on Goku and Vegeta, bringing back his Great Saiyaman alter ego in order to teach the Gammas what a true superhero is, something like that. But instead, we got, hey, he was kinda training in order to do that special beam cannon at the end, so at least that's kinda something, I guess. But what really frustrates me about Superhero is the clear bias against Gohan, as he can still write compelling character arcs when he likes the character. Let's take, for example, the character who was supposed to be the solo lead of the movie. Let's analyze the characterization and character arc Piccolo was given in Dragon Ball Super Superhero. In an interview with Akira Toriyama regarding Piccolo's role in the movie, you can tell Toriyama was really excited to put Piccolo into the lead role, as he recounts his entire history in the franchise thus far and expanded on this in the movie. As from the original manga, Piccolo's arc has always been one of asserting his identity, searching for individuality, as he was initially born as more of a weapon and less of a person, made with the sole mission of killing Goku in order to avenge the death of his father. Even when he technically does succeed in just that during the Saiyan saga, he doesn't celebrate on behalf of his father, and even Kami begins to doubt that he is just his evil half, as Piccolo's status as a pure evil demon seems to have passed. When starting his training with Gohan, he shares a rather poignant line with him. he says they should both curse their fates, as Gohan has no choice but to fight due to being the son of Goku, while Piccolo has no say in how long his life will be due to his life bond with a dying god, all because he's the son of King Piccolo. And in his greatest act, displaying who he truly is as a person, Piccolo sacrifices himself to save Gohan, the last thing a weapon of King Piccolo would do while sacrificing whatever little time he had left. This sense of individuality is very important to Piccolo. Even when offered a massive power boost from Nail, he threatens to reject the offer if his individuality is compromised in any way. This arc concludes when Piccolo fuses with Kami during the Android Saga, becoming whole again, as in a way Piccolo was born incomplete. But even during these tense negotiations with Kami, Piccolo once again asserts that his individuality must be preserved when they become one. Contrast this with Goku and Vegeta, who put on the Utara earrings thinking that they would never defuse for the greater good of the Earth. Even before coming to the lookout, you can see how much the idea of fusing with Kami and losing who he was weighed upon his mind, even having one last boast about being a demon, although even Krillin could see straight through him. And when Piccolo does fuse with Kami, in a quiet moment of clarity after he is reborn, he states that he is neither Kami nor Piccolo, just a nameless Namekian remains. Afterwards, he continues to go by Piccolo, probably just for convenience's sake. See, the problem with Piccolo is that after his existential character arc concluded during the Android Saga, Toriyama was just kinda done with him. In the Android Saga, he's only relevant for a couple fights before getting blasted through the chest by Cell. In the Buu Saga, he's relegated to being the babysitter of the Saiyan kids and Gotenks' volleyball partner. In Battle of Gods, Beerus takes him out with chopsticks. At least he actually had to physically hit Gohan to beat him. In Resurrection F, he struggles against a Zarbon tier fighter. Resurrection of Power is getting bad. In the Universe 6 tournament, he jobs against Frost so Goku and Vegeta can look cool, and in the Tournament of Power, Toriyama made sure it was of the utmost importance that Piccolo gets hit by a sneak attack and gets knocked out of the tournament that way. Even Piccolo's voice actor commented that before Superhero, it's as though he was reduced to the role of a housekeeper. After doing him dirty for years, Superhero was Toriyama's way to do right by Piccolo, giving him an arc that continues his search to assert his individuality, while having him face off against the Red Ribbon Army, the greatest threat Goku faced before King Piccolo himself. In the movie, Korin addressed him as Kami, meanwhile Gamma 2 called him King Piccolo, the two beings his existence has been tied to his entire life. In a comical way, even Videl misunderstands who Piccolo is, mistakenly thinking that he's a fan of plushies. It's only Shenron, another being created by Kami, who addresses him as Master Piccolo and grants him a power-up that will complete his arc. But before that, let's cycle back a bit and focus on Gamma 2, as he and Piccolo develop kind of a rivalry throughout the film. You see, an interesting thing about the Gammas are that they are essentially stand-ins for Goku and Vegeta, in both power level and personality, with the more serious Gamma 1 reflecting Vegeta and the more laid-back Gamma 2 reflecting Goku. Well, with all that being said, I'd be amiss not to mention the Gamma's resemblance to the Kamen Riders, but this wouldn't be the first time that Kamen Rider has influenced Toriyama to make an alternate version of Goku. Hell, even Gamma 2's yellow and blue color scheme matches Goku's. That's right, in the manga, Goku's gi is more yellow than it is orange. And like Goku in the Cell games, he even makes the sacrifice play against Cell, with Cell Max even resembling semi-perfect Cell. This is important as it essentially flips the dynamic Goku and Piccolo had in early Dragon Ball on its head, as initially Goku had to fight a Piccolo made to destroy him, and now Piccolo has to fight a Goku made to destroy him, all while helping him see the light and join the good guys. But in their second encounter, even Piccolo's unleashed potential wasn't enough to defeat the android. And so this brings us to Orange Piccolo, a power-up granted by the Dragon Balls themselves, which were originally made to celebrate the noble warriors of planet Namek, and on his back Piccolo carries the symbol of the Aegisa tree native to his planet. See, this is a form which celebrates Piccolo as a Namekian, not a god or a demon. It celebrates him for who he truly is, as this is the first power-up Piccolo has gotten wherein he didn't have to worry about his sense of self being compromised. This was a reward to Piccolo, and in classic Piccolo fashion, he just names it Orange Piccolo. He's simple like that, and that's why Toriyama likes him. That's why he's one of his favorite characters, and that's why Toriyama finally granted him power on par with Goku and the rest after so many years of being left in the dust. Yeah, Toriyama has said in multiple interviews that Piccolo is his favorite character. In comparison, guess how many times he's said Gohan is his favorite character? Here's a hint, it rhymes with hero. He's even said that Hercule is one of his favorite characters, which may explain why he played a more pivotal role in Boo's defeat than Gohan did. Hell, Gohan couldn't even make it into Toriyama's top 5, that's how bad it is. But with all that being said, I just wish Toriyama said no to pitting Gohan into the lead role and just focused on Piccolo. And if this movie was solely Piccolo focused and was 2D animated like Broly was, it would be a lot more liked than it is now. I mean, Toriyama even updated the Namekian chair law, people. The Namekian chair law. The amount of care Toriyama showed Piccolo is actually shocking, especially for a writer like him who likes to skip worrying about the details sometimes. But unfortunately, ultimately, Piccolo was robbed from his solo film and then jobbed against Cell Max just so Gohan could unleash a transformation as creatively bankrupt and lazy as it is powerful. There's a reason why Kafu cooked up that Road to Orange Piccolo video a year ago, but Road to Beast Gohan is still nowhere to be found. It's because there's nothing of substance there, and there is absolutely nothing to cook with. That video would be absolutely pointless. Just kidding, Kafu, I know you've got that, you're the GOAT. But anyway, with all that being said, it's time we addressed the white-haired, red-eyed elephant in the room. When I first saw Super Saiyan Rage Trunks, a stupid, nonsensical transformation brought on by, well, rage, I couldn't help but think to myself, where was this when Goku Black killed his mom in front of his eyes? I knew it reeked of Toei. It just stank of their obsession with cheap hype, power inflation transformations that are complete eyesores, by the way, and weren't in Toriyama's original drafts. I felt so vindicated when that abomination of a form didn't appear in the Dragon Ball Super manga. I thought that Toriyama would never introduce such a lazy transformation with no explanation whatsoever and just brush it off as, oh, he got real mad or whatever. The worst we got in the original manga was Super Saiyan 3 Goku coming out of nowhere. But due to it lacking any true gravitas or relevance to the plot, it was balanced by being an unstable overclocking of the Super Saiyan form, and wasn't even relevant to defeating the main antagonist. I thought that was as bad as it could get with Toriyama written transformations, but then we got this thing. Like, remember that interview I mentioned earlier about Piccolo wherein Toriyama went into a deep dive about his character and his motivations? Well, Toriyama even gave some interview comments about Gohan, but they just lacked the amount of depth and care that Piccolo got. Like, for Gohan it just amounts to, yeah, that Gohan guy sure has a lot of potential, hasn't really done much because I haven't made him do much, and yeah, he likes Piccolo. That's about it. Nothing about his character, personality, or why Toriyama likes the character, because he doesn't. Gohan having this massive untapped potential has been his entire character arc for almost a decade since these new Dragon Ball films started to come out by Toriyama. Beast Gohan is what you get when an author just doesn't care about a character or understand his appeal. Toriyama knows Gohan was most popular during the Cell games, and so repeated that and called it a day. Fucking Gohan Blanco memes predicted Gohan's new transformation being a Super Saiyan 2 rehash as a joke. But beyond its clearly whack design, but what really bothers me about the Beast form is Gohan's personality shift, as he regresses to his edgy Super Saiyan 2 child self with that whole "done already? My turn, not impressed" cocky attitude he had when he was a child. Even when he kicks the shit out of Cell Max and clearly displays power, able to defeat him with ease, Gohan just stands there and watches Cell Max for absolutely no reason. This is the same mentality that let Cell do something desperate in the original manga, and that is what led to the death of his father. And at least back then, Gohan had some justification, as Cell was a sentient being using his free will to do evil unto others, and Gohan wanted to punish him for that. Meanwhile, Cell Max is a paper-thin wild beast with nothing going on under the surface. Well, in that case, I guess him and Beast Gohan are a perfect match for each other. Compare and contrast this with Orange Piccolo and Gamma 2, a manifestation of Piccolo's pride as an individual and a Namekian up against a subtle deconstruction of his first foe. With this beast form, Gohan was basically rewarded for being complacent and lazy, a couple rage boosts, and he's on par with Gogeta fucking Blue in the eyes of Toriyama. And no, I am not exaggerating there. And then what the hell even is this beast form? Is it a Super Saiyan form? Is it an Ultimate form? What's going on? Like, the anime had that whole thing about him wanting to make an ultimate form, a new ultimate form no one's seen before, but according to Toriyama, it's just a manifestation of Gohan's rage boosts that he had as a child. But like, that's what Super Saiyan 2 represented in the first place. It's such a brazen and lazy rehash that is actually unreal. Beast is just a nothing transformation for a nothing character. Will we even see more of it from Toriyama? I doubt it, at least for a while, cause now he's writing Dragon Ball Daima and he's having a great time of that. And oh yeah, out of all of the Dragon Ball main cast, guess which character didn't make an appearance in Daima's first trailer? Go on, take a guess. But maybe there's light at the end of the tunnel, as now that a Dragon Ball Super manga is finally moving on from Dragon Ball Super Superhero, now Toyotaro will have more of an influence on Gohan's characterization, as now it looks like Beast, Gohan and his base form have developed a kind of a Bruce Banner, Incredible Hulk kind of dynamic, with Gohan just losing his shit and unleashing a godly amount of power on this human with a power level of 5. And then Goku appears. Maybe Goku wants to throw hands against his beast form, maybe he wants to recruit him to fight Black Frieza, I don't know, but things are looking kind of interesting, so let's see what Toyotaro cooks here. But even with how much I justifiably clown on Toyotaro, I trust him when it comes to writing adult Gohan. It's just a shame that Gohan couldn't find the same love and care in the modern era of Dragon Ball from his original creator. You know, what's really ironic about all this is that Gohan and Toriyama seem to parallel each other somewhat. An author who people want more action from but doesn't care much for action, and a character who other characters and fans wish would act more like a warrior but just has no interest in doing so. In Resurrection F, Toriyama gave Gohan a green tracksuit, which many fans were annoyed about, but it turns out that Toriyama himself likes to wear such tracksuits, and his design with glasses and short hair does remind me of a young Toriyama. His lack of confidence in his ability to transform even reflects Toriyama's lack of confidence regarding his script writing during Resurrection F. At the time and in both instances, although Gohan and Toriyama rose to the occasion, unfortunately, they were right to be unsure of themselves. And finally, in Superhero, the goofy Great Saiyaman doesn't make an appearance, the Gohan Toriyama loved to draw, and one of the happier points in Gohan's life, but instead, the stupid, edgy Beast Gohan does. It's like both author and character are thinking, is this what people truly want from me? Maybe Toriyama resents Gohan because he sees negative aspects of himself in him, aspects that hold him back from satisfying his action-loving fanbase, a fanbase he never truly wanted. Nah, I'm probably just overthinking things too much. He just doesn't like him. Dragon Ball Daima, baby. It's Goku time all over again. Forget Gohan. Let's go! Oh yeah, before I finish things up here, there are a couple things I want to mention because I forgot some things in the first part of this two-part video. Firstly, the whole thing about Dragon Ball serious antagonist coming full circle with Perfect Cell. I forgot to mention that Toriyama makes multiple references to King Piccolo during the Cell games, such as Cell televising his evil plans like King Piccolo did, and the mayor of the world hoping that a young boy rises to the occasion to defeat Cell, just like how Kid Goku did with King Piccolo. I thought this was interesting because King Piccolo was the first serious evil antagonist villain in Dragon Ball. Also, there was some pushback on my analysis of Kid/Cell Games Gohan, which is fair enough, but I stand by what I said, although I will be having a closer look at the character when I do my Android/Cell Saga deep dive video later on this year. But I will say for now that if you take the Daizenshu's guide of Super Saiyan 2 being a 2x multiplier of Super Saiyan, and the line about Gohan losing half of his ki before the beam struggle against Cell, this means that Super Saiyan Gohan should have been able to whoop and kill Cell with ease if his head was in the game. So what the hell was that boy doing crying for when he could have stomped Cell? Okay, but if you seriously watched this video without watching part 1, click this video here to see my take on Gohan's character assassination during the run of the original manga. And if you thought I was exaggerating about Beast Gohan being Gogeta Blue level and Ultimate Gohan surpassing the Godly Saiyan duo, I was not. Click this video up here to see my take on Toriyama's intended power scale for Dragon Ball Super. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, happy new year, like and subscribe if you enjoyed, I hope you like my Goku hoodie, and stay locked into the cage. Peace out.